welcome to another episode. Now today I am answering the question, why on earth do you live in Italy? Now this video has come about because I have received a few negative comments on my YouTube channel in recent weeks. Of course, from the same kind of people, I recognise the names, but they are all centred around the same discussion. Why am I, as a British person in Italy, go back home? I mean, really, have a look at some of them. And it really got me thinking, because if you're an expat or you are thinking of becoming an expat, if you read a comment like that on my YouTube channel, you might be like, oh my goodness, I cannot move to Italy. People are going to discriminate, people are going to be unkind, people are just not going to be receptive to me being in Italy at all. And I wanted to clear this up, because the thing to remember is that people who have these views about British people or people from other countries moving to Italy, quite frankly, have closed minds. We are in the 21st century, we are in 2021. People can have the freedom to explore, to travel, to broaden their horizons, to live in other countries. We are not in the Stone Age. These are comments that belong to the Stone Age, when people stayed in their areas and the world was, I don't know, flat. Wasn't there a point when people believed the world was flat? This is where these opinions come from, as far as I'm concerned. And I wanted to share this today to give you some reassurance, because the vast majority of Italian people that I have met in the 3 years that I have been living here in the south of Italy are incredibly friendly, incredibly helpful, and just some of the nicest people I've ever come across in my whole life. Now, I know this view has also been shared by Sabrine in my latest video prior to this. I've popped the link above, where we were talking very openly about our experiences as Londoners living in Italy. Now, Sabrine lives in Rome, and she too has had a very positive experience from people living there, and we both agreed. We have become more considerate since living here than we ever were in the UK when it comes to communicating and interacting with other people. So it's a huge plus point to living in Italy. So I wanted to say that if you read comments like that, albeit repeatedly on some of my videos, please do not worry that this is the majority viewpoint of Italians living here in Italy. I can assure you it isn't. And often when people leave comments to this extreme, they are not happy in their own lives, which again stems in really beautifully of something that Sabrine put on her Instagram page the other day, where she commented that people who are happy in their lives are generally a lot nicer to others than people who are not. So it's all about not taking things personally, recognizing that people that have these opinions perhaps aren't having a very good time in their lives right now, or haven't had very good experiences. But you know, I don't want it to be a deterrent for you to move to Italy, because Italy is a fantastic country. It has its problems, I'm not going to lie. I'm very honest and very real about my life experiences here in Italy. And yes, that does mean that I am going to talk about some of the more negative aspects, because it's very important to give a balanced view. I'm not here to tell you that living in Italy is a fairy tale, because it isn't. It can be very stressful and very difficult at times, but the proof is in the pudding. I have been living here for 3 years. What does that tell you? If I hated my life here so much, I would be on the next plane back to London. So, you know, you've got to look at those facts sometimes, because another thing I wanted to address in this video, now we're having this little conversation, are those blessed expat groups. So I've already done a video on expat groups. I'm going to pop the link above. And also on what people will tell you if you say you are moving to Italy. Again, I'm going to pop the link above. But I got caught up in this thread on one of the expat groups the other night. And oh dear God, the amount of negativity, it started to suffocate me. There were all these comments from people saying how terrible it was living in Italy, like the bad experiences they'd had, the bureaucracy, just life as a whole not being what they thought it would be, the job situation, the economy. It was just like verbal diarrhea with all this negativity that was being spewed out by people in these groups. And I was like, whoa, we choose to live in Italy in the vast majority of cases. Some people have to come here for work reasons, for family reasons, etc. Maybe they have less choice in living here in Italy, but for the vast majority of us, it is a choice that we choose to make to move to Italy. If you hate it so much, explore another country. You don't have to stay in Italy and just complain for the sake of complaining. Yes, I'm very passionate about this because here I am portraying the positives and the negatives and giving you a balanced view of life in Italy and receiving comments like, go back to London. And here are these expats that are really fueling the anger that some of these closed-minded Italians have about people from other countries living here, because if all they hear are people coming here and complaining, it makes some people go a bit crazy. But you have to remember that if your complaint is constructive, as in you can do something about it, you can adapt a little bit, you can make some kind of lifestyle change to make your life easier, then it's all well and good and you are absolutely valid in feeling how you feel. Like, it doesn't matter if you're an expat or not, you are absolutely valid in your feelings about living here in Italy. But if you are complaining just to complain, just to whinge and whine and rant and talk about all the bad things, then really I think you need to ask yourself, why on earth are you living here in Italy if it's that bad? Because, you know, you're not helping yourself, you're not helping the experience that you have, and you're not helping other people who perhaps want to come to Italy to make a positive change in their lives. And all you're doing is just heaping all your negativity onto somebody else who might be a little bit more optimistic than you about life here. These are my thoughts. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video, just to clear some of these things up in case you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed about wanting to move here, or you just are like, what on earth is it like in Italy if I'm reading these comments from people? I've had some people comment as well on my video talking about the difference between myself being called an expat or an immigrant. Now, let me get this straight. I am both an expat and an immigrant. I'm an immigrant because Italy is not my birth country. I was born in London, I'm very proud of my roots. Italy is not my birth country, so yes, legally I am an immigrant. But I am also an expat. An expat is somebody who chooses to live, work or stay in another country that is not their own. You can be both. You do not have to be boxed in these names. You can be both an expat and an immigrant, and I'm proud to call myself an expat. But I also know, yes, I am an immigrant. So again, it's perception, it's opinion, but people get very heated about these things. No, you're an immigrant. Why is it you call yourself an expat? Because I can be both. And you know, you can absolutely call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. You do not have to close yourself off into these boxes. Both terms are valid, and you can absolutely be an expat and an immigrant at the same time. It's not either or. So this little real talk video was brought to you today just to clear up some of those comments and myths and general vibes that I'm getting on my channel recently from some people. And I honestly have to say, my channel is designed to give you a balanced view of life in Italy, real Italian life, not just come to this tourist part, come to this tourist part. I'm talking about life in Italy, real style. And so if me talking about the negative aspects, even though I do also talk about the positive aspects, really offends you and makes you very stressed, it begs the question really why you watch my channel. I say this with so much love. Of course, I'm happy to have you on my channel, whether you hate me or you love me. But you know, if it's causing you this much stress, maybe reconsider your viewing choices, because I'm not going to change my content anytime soon. I'm going to keep sharing all the stuff that I'm sharing, talking about the good aspects, the more challenging aspects, and just talking about real life in Italy. So yes, I wanted to share this with you today to empower you, inspire you, and make you want to come and live in this beautiful country. So I will see you in the next video.